Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Today is January 17th, 2024, and it is day 7 of Trails Taken. Today's question is your current location of residence. So, wherever you're residing right at this very moment. I'll take some little notes on that. So, we're going to need the city, the province or state, and the country. So, kind of the same as we did yesterday. Just throwing out little things, that would remind you of, say currently you're in, I don't know, Paris. What are the things about Paris that, the little triggers that are about Paris? What do you love about there? How long are you going to be there? How long have you been there? Would you want to live there? These are the kind of things, right? So, let's go and see what happens. Okay, how'd you do? Pretty surprising after I did, the same province and the same country yesterday, and here I come with a whole bunch of different things. So, current location of residence. I am currently in Mono, which can also be pronounced as mono. Which then, of course, the illness. Nobody wants to be in a place that's, related to an illness. Ew. So, I don't think of it that way. I think of it as mono, like solo or singular. A self, a individual. So maybe that's what I'm trying to figure out here, working out all those kinds of things, how to just be myself. 75 kilometers from here to my birthplace, which is Guelph. It is 4,216 kilometers from here to back to my hometown of Mission, British Columbia, which I miss, and I'll be going that distance the beginning of March, so might see you there. And interestingly, it would be 4,216 kilometers back to Mission if I drove through Canada, but if I went through the United States, it's 43 kilometers shorter. So that's kind of interesting. I've never driven the States way. I've driven parts of the States, but never all the way across, or most of the way across. I would like to try that someday. And then right here, Mono is 15 kilometers away from where my grandparents had their cottage, and I spent some time as a child. So I think that's seriously why I feel so content, the vibration of the land. Just a familiarity. Familiarity, that's not the right word. It's familiar anyways. Okay, so the province, of course, is Ontario. And some different things came up today. So a little bit known for their weather. They get tornadoes here, which is scary. When I was in Ottawa, I was in the middle of a tornado. The tornado was imminent, and I had the news on, and it was so scary. The sky was green, and I'm like trying to figure out what I'm going to do. They say get in the bathtub and put the mattress over you. I'm in a hotel room by myself with the king-size bed. I'm like, how am I going to do that? I found a way, though. I didn't have to do it, but I did come up with a solution in the end, because the king-size bed has the double mattress underneath as the box spring. It's 2 twins. So I'm like, okay, I could take that out of there, and I'll just drag it in the bathroom and put it over top of myself. Even with my bum arm, I don't think it would have mattered at that time. It was pretty scary. Anyways, it occurred, just not where I was. What else? Oh yeah, they get lake effect snow, which of course we don't have that in British Columbia, not that I'm aware of, not that I've ever been a part of, and I lived, around different places in BC. Oh yes, and snow squalls. I think I've been a part of those in the couple winters that I've been here. Just all of a sudden there's like a whole bunch of snow. We get blowing snow in BC. Sometimes like the Trans-Canada Highway will close down because visibility is terrible. And people in BC, especially in the Fraser Valley and near Vancouver, not very good drivers in the snow, unfortunately. It's not really a thing that they've dealt with that much, and it seems over the past few years, let's say since maybe, I don't know, 2015, 16, somewhere in there, yeah, the winters started to get a little bit more snowy, so that's something I definitely noticed with, climate change and the things that are going on in the world in that way. They have maple syrup and beautiful sugar maple trees, just enormous and old, and we don't have, obviously there's old trees and things in BC, but we don't do maple syrup. So that's very interesting here. I found also their honey is a little bit different. Of course, honey doesn't matter where you get it from. The bees take the pollen from the local flowers and things, trees, whatever they get their pollen from. And yeah, it makes just different flavors. So that's something I enjoyed trying here, like a little bit different things. They have sports. Of course, we have sports in BC too, but they have the big three, the hockey team, the basketball team. I guess they have football too, so big four, and baseball. So it's fun that way. If you're really into sports, there's, always something going on. People are very enthusiastic about their sports. But I did notice here, their fans are not quite as nice as they are in BC. So cheers to Vancouver fans. I think if the Maple Leafs are, going to show up this year like they seem to be, it'd be pretty cool if Vancouver fans could teach them a thing or two. We're definitely behind our people there. Anyway, so that's a little bit about Ontario and Canada. So, of course, right as soon as I wrote Canada, the song "Oh Canada" comes into my head. And I really dislike, I'm going to put that on my triggers, that they changed the lyrics. That drives me crazy. A song is a song, and especially, times change and things change and people get sensitive about subjects and, I don't know. I don't believe in undoing things in that way, just we shouldn't be offended about things because it probably wasn't intended in any way to be offensive. It just was the times, So, I don't know. The RCMP, so the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They're all across the country, and I believe that they come here to Ontario to do like the major training part. I don't know. I've never been an RCMP. The Great White North, right? We get called the Great White North. I don't know, some of you who are a little bit older will remember Bob and Doug McKenzie and their hose head and their 12 beers of Christmas or something like that. Kind of fun, kind of funny, and lighthearted. So I don't mind being known for that. And toques, we have toques here in Canada. We have 12 provinces and 3 territories. We have 2 oceans, the Pacific in the west and the Atlantic in the east. So yeah, a little bit different weather. Still on the coasts, right? There's different weather than there is here in the middle. Ottawa is the capital, which I went to, right, with the tornado thing. It was very strange there. I don't know if it's since the whole Trudeau thing and the convoy, and when I went there they had this, the streets are now kind of permanently blocked off in front of the Parliament House. I get that's understandable, but it was so strange there was so few people out and about. This was prior to the tornado thing and after. It was a little bit eerie. I don't know, even just looking out of the hotel window, looking down in the streets, not a lot of traffic, not a lot of people walking around. It was just odd, kind of unwelcoming in my experience. Not that the people were unwelcoming, everybody's friendly and such, but yeah, just different. I don't know. People in Ontario are, I don't know, a little more reserved, I guess, maybe, than people in BC. And I've never made it to the other coast. I'm going to get to that east coast someday. I have a very good friend that has a new bed and breakfast there, Sojourn by the Sea. So if anybody ever gets that way, I think it's just outside of Halifax, I believe. Yeah, I should put a link to that, to her site on, excuse me, it's very chilly in this room. My eyes are running, my nose is running. Anyways, yeah, I want to get there and it looks amazing. So I'm recommending it even before I go because I know it's going to be fantastic. What else do we have? Oh, we have a king, King Charles. Not too sure how I feel about that. Now, if he was still married to Diana, I would be a fan. I'm a huge fan of Lady Di. So we became our own, sovereign country, July 1st of 1867. I do like that. Here in Canada, we speak English and French. These are our two official languages, although Canada's super diverse and there's languages from every country all over the place here, which is super fun. And our dollar, I don't know why our dollar has to be so weak all the time, because I guess it's just there's not enough people in this country to support a high dollar. And of course we send all our resources out, not all of them, but a lot of them out to be processed elsewhere, and then we buy it back. That's very bad. That's poor economy, poor economics. So yeah, that's going to go on my trigger list too. Our dollar today, currently against the euro, 1 Canadian dollar will buy 68 cents. Let's see, right? That's kind of sad. And the American, our dollar would get us 74 cents in the United States. And here we are, a first world country. And I think I appreciate that more than I could possibly ever say. I've been to some less fortunate places. So having this as my homeland, I couldn't ask for a better place to be living, to have been raised. And I try and remember, first world problems they're not problems at all, honestly. So honor that you live here, if you live here in Canada. We are extraordinarily fortunate. And as I said before, if you don't live in Canada and you have a chance to visit, definitely do. There's so many things to see. And we are pretty nice here too. So anyways, that is our question of the day, current location of your residence. And tomorrow we are still in Who You Are. So I can't remember what the question is today, but I will see you tomorrow for day 8 of 100. For now, have a great day and be well.